Hey there team, and welcome back to the channel and welcome to Homeseek. This is the newest game that we're looking at today, hopefully keeping in rotation if it's well received. I think it will be. So this seems to be in the vein of what comes to mind is games like Frostpunk and potentially Ixion, colony builders perhaps with a narrative focus and being quite hardcore as well. At least that's what this looks like at a blush. Sort of a post-apocalyptica, big focus on water. I think maybe even being a currency from what I've seen, I'm not sure. And kind of with this music and this sort of theme, kind of giving me vibes of Silo, a great show that I just watched recently. Anyway, so let's jump into it and see how it goes. Now what's going on here? Chapters unlocked 1 of 5. Complete part 1 to unlock. Okay, sure. Story. Complete part 1. We've got survival, we've got endless. Okay. Experience the story of Homeseek 1 chapter at a time. Alright. Story part 1. Born, bred, and uneducated. Uneducated? What are you saying, Scarlett? No, born, bred, and educated in underground bunkers, we emerge to stake our claim on the sparsely inhabited surface. What awaits us is a wasteland, ravaged by drought and scarred by ancient wars. It may not be as devoid of life as we had imagined, but that does not make it any less perilous. And even where the barren lands meet the sea, the undrinkable water only taunts us more. Oh my goodness. Okay, this is... Yes. And we've got some chapters. Chapter 1, Thirst. Let's go medium. The way it was designed. That's all I ever want to hear. You tell me what setting is the developer's intent. You put your money on that experience, devs, and that's what I'll play it on. Chapter 1, Thirst. The barrenness of the potential camp is almost enough to make us return to the bunker with our tails between our legs. But there are 2 shallow wells, and further investigation turns up some scraggly berry bushes and piles of scrap. It's exposed to the elements, but has the basics for us to make a go of it. Yes. Nice. Let's go. Put me in, coach. I'm ready. I like this art. Oh, I guess it's got to load up. Alright. Oh yeah, talk about the silo thing, I guess is just that I'm in a colony post-apocalypse sort of setting.
June 6th,
coming out of the ground? Or it's closer than I thought.
I'm afraid that this may
bit like
be
Fallout?
the last of my writings. The water's finally run out down here.
We need a water chip.
Like it did in the old world all those years ago. The others are finally prepping to leave, to emerge back into the world. Because now they must go, perish from thirst. I was just a child when the rivers ran dry and the bombs began to fall. And now I've lived an entire lifetime in the darkness of this place. I barely even remember the world of my childhood.
Rough.
A world underneath the bright sun and blue sky. My skin is pale, my muscles are weak. I'd only be a burden to them in the harsh journey ahead. They're still young and adaptable. I know firsthand of their strength and resilience. If there's water to be found up there, they'll be the ones to find it. If there's anything to salvage from the ruins, they'll be the ones to do so. They know nothing of the society of the old world. They are the ones who might have a chance to rebuild civilization.
All right. What is this wonderful game we've stumbled onto? Chapter 1, Thirst. It doesn't take much. It's just these little considered touches to get the atmosphere right. All right. Progress and growth. Oh, hang on. Oh, I like this sort of canvas background. Oh, splash art. Oh, very nice. A new beginning. With our few possessions finally packed, it's time to get started procuring the necessities of survival. Securing food, water, and shelter are our first priorities, and doing so won't be easy. But our spirits are fresh and we're all ready to pitch in. Good! Yes, let's do that. Lifeblood. Our community is desperate for a new source of drinking water. We need to build a contraption that will allow us to access the water at the bottom of our makeshift wells. To make matters worse, our pre-packaged rations are gone. We will have to risk consuming whatever we can forage. So we've got to build a water extractor, water storage, and connect them. Build food storage near a berry bush and connect with it, okay? And I'll get some happiness. Alright. These are your 4 resources. Water has 4 different states. Later in the game, you'll be able to convert water from one type to the other. Oh! Salty, contaminated, poor, and clean. Oh, that's really interesting. Both food and water are needed by citizens to stay content. Scrap is the main material for constructing buildings. These are available citizens and your total citizens. Okay. And they require housing, water, and food in order to remain happy. This is the hour of the day. You can manipulate the time using these buttons. Yeah. All available buildings for construction can be found here. Need additional info? Click here. Okay, sure. Alright, well, what do we got here? Collection and conversion. Water extractor. So I guess I plonk it right there then. Yeah. I like the clock and all that. Gives me some High Fleet vibes, at least aesthetically. There's another great game I wouldn't mind going back to. Storage and distribution. Food storage. Alright. Do you put it on it or near it? How about we put it right there? Connections. In order to connect 2 buildings, head over to the second tab of a building and click on the plus icon. Yeah, okay, I can see that. Water connections require you to select water connection. Okay, sure. So is that the same with like food storage? Does that happen to... Or is that just for water storage? Where was it? Water storage. Let's go with that for now. That's what the game wants me to build. Oh geez, that went quite fast, didn't it? Alright, very good. Water extractor. Through this building, you can collect resources. If the source runs out, then the collection will cease. Okay, sure, so it's exhaustible. Got it. You can initiate or decrease the allotted workers. The building's functionality depends on the number of workers. So what if we go max? 5 out of 5. Here you can change tabs to access additional information. Click Connections tab, which is this. Can create new connections with other buildings. Right? So connect it to the water storage. Water connection. Water storage. Copper. 88%. What is the percent? Oh, efficiency. Iron. Oh, and plastic's even more. Oh, right. And that's the scrap. Well, what if we just go with copper for now, right? Because we might need to save our scrap. Alright. Building can distribute resources to the citizens for consumption. I love these little pop-ups that you click to get away. That works really well. Oh, look at the cracked sand as well. That's cool. Connections with the appropriate buildings. Yeah, yep. We know this. Connect to the berry bush. Lifeblood complete. Oh man, I'm so into this. Let's go. Our community is desperate for a new source of drinking water. We need to... I think it's worth noting, when I'm recording this a couple of days before release, and I haven't probed the dev, but I think this is going straight into full release, so no early access or anything. I totally could be wrong, but that's exciting, because, you know, Scarlett's a little fed up with early access at the moment. Our community is desperate for a new source of drinking water. We need to build a contraption that will allow us to access the water at the bottom of the makeshift wells. Oh, no, we know this. Hang on, okay. Complete. Got it. I was just reading it again. Daily needs, 1 day left. We must secure enough resources for everybody. Add workers on the water extractor and the connected berry bushes in order to do so. Keep in mind each citizen needs 50 food and 50 water every day. Okay, that seems like a lot. You will also need more scrap, so make sure that you assign workers to a scrap pile too. Right. Okay. So do I allocate people to the berry bush? And I've only got 15 people. And then here's a scrap pile. Maybe we'll allocate some people to that. Alright. That seems sensible. That seems reasonable. Alright, I guess we can speed up. I like the clouds going over. This is clever. I find desert settings to be fascinating. Just because, like, you go back to Mad Max, the game is my favorite example. But even Assassin's Creed Origins, there was a jump. Generations before, desert maps were just boring, void of assets. The devs didn't know what to do with them. But now there's a real art form to making the desert scape really pretty, because you've really got to work hard to do that. Anyway, just scarlet things. I think we're going to be alright. Look at this. Yeah, there we go. Stored the water. I guess I could get extra stuff going. How much water have we got left? 3 days. Alright. Strange landers arrive. Oh. A group of strange wastelanders arrive on our doorstep, apparently desiring to join our community. They speak in a weird accent, and we don't recognize them from our time in the bunker. They must have somehow survived on the surface all these past years. They've brought a small offering of food and water in an attempt to convince us of their good intentions. Except we can't very well turn them away. The prejudiced among us protest, but are overruled. So we get 9 more dudes. It's food, water, scrap, and happiness is going to dip a bit by the look of it. Overcrowding. I like this piling on quests. It might be coming hard and fast because we're in a more tutorial phase, but for now I like it. With the influx of many new citizens, our first priority has become finding a place for the new arrivals to house themselves. Everyone in our community could do with a place to rest, for that matter. If we don't remedy the problem soon, the exhaustion of our workers will start to eat away at us. Build 3 houses. And I've got a day to do it. Daily needs complete. Okay, cool. Well, maybe we just pause. It seems that I think the time limits are quite tight. Houses. How are we going to fit all this in? What is that? It's like wreckage or something. Well, what if we go there? Probably could have held shift or something, I guess. Nope. Not allowed to do that. I need 350 more scrap. Right. Now what's this? Exhausted citizens, very sick citizens. Oh. Exhaustion has a negative impact on happiness. To improve status, make sure you have enough houses. Housed citizens are relieved of exhaustion at the beginning of the day. Okay, and we're coming up to 5 in the Arvo. To improve the status, make sure you have functioning medical centres. Dehydration has negative impacts on happiness. To improve this status, make sure you have functional storages and distribution centres. Each citizen consumes 30 to 50 water per day, depending on where they get it from. And upon consumption, they suffer health damage depending on water quality. This is great. I think water quality as a game mechanic is great. And the one that comes to mind is the Long Dark, where you have to boil and all that water. And then we've got starvation, same story. Okay, but honestly, we've got good stockpiles. Production versus consumption. Good. Yeah. All right. The only other thing I could think of is, well, actually, 9 people. How many people build? Or are we oh, here come the new arrivals. Do we clock off? Maybe after the yellow thing? I need medical care. I'm sorry, I can't help you. I don't think I've... Research Center, Expedition Center, I don't know what those are. I can take a wild guess. So where are they going? Oh, they're all going to get a drink. Okay, there you go. That fixed that a bit. Now, do they build houses like Frostpunk? Or... Yeah, there you go. They build them at knockoff. That's good. And I can afford another house now, which is good. Okay. How much does a house hold? It told me to build 3 houses. 8. Okay. Perfect. 24. Overcrowding complete. Nice. So that bumps our happiness back up a bit. Further neglect leads to citizen depression and settlement abandonment. Okay. Sure. I understand. Alright, so our water rate's pretty solid. And we've still got 3 days worth. Our food rate isn't. We're running at a deficit. So what are we going to do about that? Can we connect that to other food sources, maybe? I think hypothetically you could. Yeah, they're not cheap, are they? Okay, so what we're going to do for the meantime is we're going to staff up that scrap pile. And then we'll get a new distribution center going. Oh, we've got chirping crickets, so that's something. Damn, I'm hungry. See, no food at all. I'm working on it. What's this? Health concerns. The poisons of the old world saturate our food and water, making the simple act of eating and drinking exact a toll on our health. Oh my goodness. It is certainly no coincidence that an epidemic of indeterminate sickness has surged through our community since we began foraging for our food instead of relying on our bunker's sterile, pre-packaged rations. We need to find a way to combat these health concerns. I will say, and maybe the game goes there, but I kind of like that in the vein of the Walking Dead comics, I kind of like that we're not exploring the post-apocalypse. It happened. We're worried about surviving. But you know what I mean? It just, was it nuclear war or whatever? It doesn't matter. You can speculate all you want. The game doesn't seem super interested in discussing it. If it sticks with it, that'd be kind of cool. It just the world ended and we need to rebuild. Find a way to cure the symptoms. Wasteland medicine. Illness and injury lie in wait around every corner in this unforgiving place. Even our food and water make us sick just by consuming them. Until we find a way to make our community safer, we need to be able to treat unhealthy citizens. If we don't find a solution soon, it might not be long before there isn't any healthy individuals among us. All right, research center. Okay, I need medical care. So, if they're sick, can they not work, I wonder? Research center. It's going to cost me a lot of scrap. Yeah, so the guys working on this, 8 a.m. they clock on. How does it work? Our food just ticks up. It's kind of like, it's like Frostpunk, right? They're not really animating back and forth, which is good. What I suspected is, you know, as long as it's within the radius, I think it will be serviced. Let's max them out as well. 250. All right. Food, not food storage. Oh, it is food storage, isn't it? Let's actually put it there. All right. And we'll get, hopefully they build during the workday. Good. Okay, cool. Not connected. Let's connect it to that and to that. No available buildings to connect. Oh, hang on. Let's destroy this building. Hopefully I get a refund of some sort. Very good. So you can connect up to 3. So I potentially could have placed it better for that one. But I wasn't thinking that far ahead. I was only thinking of these two. I didn't really see that, to be honest. What's this? Scrap pile? Okay. Okay. So let's max that out for the moment. And it should detect... There we go. Now we're at surplus. Okay, that's good. That's good. We've got some dudes working the scrap piles. Research center is going to cost me 500, so let's save for that. Yeah. I don't think this needs anything in particular near it. Jeez, it's a bit tricky to place, isn't it? Maybe up here? Yeah, here we go. Alright, might strip these guys off the scrap pile to get it built. Oh, and then we'll put them in it. Here you can allocate a technology or research. Assigned workers will contribute until it's research 100%. Research medical center. Oh, look at this UI. This is really groovy. Water extractor. Each building technology needs to be researched before use. Once researched, number of upgrades are unlocked. Oh, right. Workforce increase. No active research. Unknown technology. Build improved research center to access advanced technologies. Oh no, there's ones down here. Storage and distribution. Quality of life. Medical center, there it is. Okay, well. Research. That should be going strong. Very good. Okay, we're happy. So the people that need medical care seem to keep working. One drop at a time. It seems common knowledge in our community that the water we extract from our wells is filthy and contaminated with toxins. While most of us can keep the murky water down, others are prone to vomiting after just a few sips. Oh man, this is grueling. I love it. Sadist. We could all benefit from access to a small supply of slightly cleaner water. Build the expedition center and create an expedition party. Okay, that sounds reasonable. 500 scrap. Well, we've got dudes working scrap. Yeah, I think we're stretched, honestly, about as hard as we can go, you know? $500 for it, wasn't it? Alright. Okay. Some people are sick, very sick citizens. I need medical care, I understand. I will say, not that it's necessarily necessary, but the fact that you can't click on any citizens or, you know, I hate to oh, there you go, you can actually. They're just difficult to click on. Assigned workplace, eating. Okay, you get a little bit of feedback. It is, you know, if you're being compared to Frostpunk for little things like this, I think you're still doing quite well. But just as an example, there's a bit more of intimacy in that, you know? Oh, what's this? A messenger arrives. A messenger arrives at our encampment. He has come on behalf of the remaining bunker dwellers, those who did not elect to explore the outside world with us when supplies began to run low. Behalf of the remaining bunker dwellers. Oh, right. I thought we were outside the front door of our bunker, but I suppose, okay, we've travelled a bit of a distance. Those, when supplies began to run low. He tells us that starvation was enough to convince even the most stubborn to venture out onto the surface, and that they have already begun migrating in our direction. Okay. We need more time. A group of people will join us in a few days. We are ready. A group of people will join us soon. Yeah, let's go. We need more manpower. Definitely want more manpower. Departed citizens. Citizens can die from taking damage from consuming poor quality food and water. Also, I just want to point out, I really enjoy games where the antagonist is not a traditional bad guy with a gun. And in the case of these sort of RTS top-down colony builders, whatever, versing the environment and making the game difficult there as opposed to just RTS attack blobs, I really, really like it. They're like, you have to feed your dudes, but the food is going to kill them, and you have to battle that. That's so interesting and innovative. They can also abandon the settlement if their happiness drops too low, which happens if their needs in food, water, and housing are not covered regularly. Keep in mind, events can also affect citizens' health and happiness. Okay. So we've got some newbies going to rock up soon. We really want that medical center as soon as possible. All right, here we go. Oh, I can afford it, but I need to research it, I guess. Oh, look at that. Well, that's good timing. Medical center. Heals citizens. How about right there? I kind of like the way the build system works, actually. It's all quite clean. You know me, I love to build in squares, perfect squares and that. I might unman the research center for now, just to get this built. Let's get this built. Oh, 23? So someone died. That's why I got the warning. Aha. Occupancy out of 4. Might go back to research. I think water extractor. I think I've got everything. Research center. Permanently increase the research rate. That makes sense. Permanently increase the maximum allowed workers for research. Let's go with rate. I don't think we pay a resource. We just select the research. Okay, that works. Water situation. Storage. All right. I think we're good. We're about as balanced as we're going to get. I've only got one dude working on this. I thought I tasked 4. So the sick dudes don't turn up, perhaps. Citizens requiring housing. Food. Everyone has drunk today. We need 200 food. I've got 200 food. Okay. I think we're good. The sick dude's been cleared up. I think we just build the expedition center. I was going to say I need something to do. Look at that. Put it right there. We're near clock off. Let's just push it out. We'll push it out and then people can build after dark. here we go. The storm bears down. What is this? As the dust clouds envelop our encampment, work nearly grinds to a halt. Fortunately, those with shelter can ride out the worst of the storm in their makeshift lodgings, but we pity anyone trapped outside as the storm rages on. Understood. Well, we've got housing enough for everyone. We've only had that one death that snuck past me. Expeditions. Oh. I could do a new expedition. Allows... Yeah, okay. What's clicking on this do? Oh. Home. Mudlands. Huh? Well, hang on. If I go to the building and press new, is that going to just do the same thing? Oh, no. Wastelanders. Travel speed. Oh, wow. Alright, let's click on the Mudlands. What is the point of this map? I don't know. Oh, you know what? It's probably to check up current expeditions that are underway. Well, when are these new arrivals going to rock up? Because I kind of need them. I want to do an expedition. Lay of the land. Every day the travelling speed is increased as we get better knowledge of the environment as the days go by. Or as you build outposts, the travelling speed will increase. Ah, okay, cool. Mate, this is groovy. I'm really enjoying this. Okay, what do we think? Well, I just said that. I think this is great. Yeah. And it's coming out in a couple of days, I think, by the time this video goes up. And I'm happy to continue it into rotation. I think this will fit perfectly well with a lot of the stuff that we tend to cover. Let me know, team. Do you want to see more of this? Do we do 100 episodes? I mean, yes, let's go. Otherwise, we might just leave it there for the time being, and I'll catch you guys on the next one.